Alright, this is a quick recap of our first recorder composition project. Our first project is only going to use 3 pitches, G, A, and B. And of course you can use the quarter note rest here. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to create 2 measures that's going to serve as the basis of our entire composition. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a treble clef. You can always go clef, then the key signature, which is going to be 1 sharp for us today, and then the time signature or meter, which is going to be 4/4. Now since we're in 4/4, we're going to need 4 beats worth of material for each one. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Could be 2 notes, 2 rest, a rest, 2 notes, 2 rest, so long as it adds up to 4 beats worth of material. Now this is pretty easy since right now each one of these is worth 1 beat. So I'm going to come over here, we'll start with purple, I think. Purple's a nice color for us. And we're going to make 1 beat right there. There's G, and make 1 full measure, G, A, B, rest. B, G, A. There we are. And once again, rest. So we have G, A, B, B, A, G. And let's see what that sounds like. I have over here my little keyboard, and that's going to sound just like this. There we are. And this is, we're going to call this our A section. We're going to pretend this is one big block of music that makes sense together. We're going to call it little A. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a composition that is in this form. A, B, A. Now that sounds going to be terribly hard, but it's not really. What we're going to do is we're going to copy the material we just made. We're going to copy it right here. So, G, A, B. Just a rest. B, G, A. So we've copied it once. We're going to copy it again. So we have 2 A's in a row. Exactly the same. There's my rest. I almost forgot to put my rest here. There we go. B, G, A. Of course, there's my rest again. So as you can see, these 2 and these 2 are the same. A, and we'll do the same thing at the very end here. G, A, B, B, G, A. Let's put some stems on those quarter notes. Some stems there. And now we have all of our A sections written in, and now we need something that's contrasting, something that's going to be different than that, which is of course what makes an A, special. What you're doing is you're creating a musical pattern, a pattern that makes sense. I'm not sure if you can see that across the bottom of the screen, so I'm going to scoot that up just a little bit. Here's a B. That's going to be their B section right in here. So now we need to make something different. I'm just going to make some notes here. Just something a little different than what we had before. Here's B, G, B, A, B, A, sorry, G, A, B, A. And there we are. That's a AABA composition. in the strictest sense. In other words, A is exactly the same, 1, 2, 3, and B is something different. So we have same, different, same. A, B, A. Now let's hear what that sounds like and see what we think about it. Here we go. Now that makes sense, and it feels like a unified idea. But the only problem is this part right here, that part at the very end, doesn't really sound like it ends with a period, like at the end of a sentence. Right here, it sounds more like it ends with a comma. So that's kind of strange. So here's what we're going to do. Let's say we like everything else, but we're going to change this part right here. We're just going to take this note, we're going to do this with it. So instead of being exactly the same, we're going to change one note and two notes. And that way, since we're in the key of G, we're landing on G. This right here, G, is going to be our tonic. And let's see how just this part right here sounds. Let's hear this. So now we have and it does sound more final, so let's see how it sounds from beginning to end now. Now it sounds much more final. And what we have here, since this is A, this is exactly the same, this is B, and that's A, and then we've changed it a little bit, we're going to put it A prime. So now we have A, B, B, A, and since this is a little different, and now it's A prime. And of course, we could take this just a little bit further. Say if we liked the way this sounded and we wanted the second line to end like this, we could do this right here. And now these two, now these two are identical, and these two are very close to the same. The only thing that's different is the last two notes. So since these are exactly the same, we would call both of these A prime, A prime, B, A prime, and that might give us something that we really, really like. Let's see what that sounds like. That sounds really good, I think. So we're going to keep this. So the final form for us is A prime, B, A prime. And this form, just like a paragraph when you're talking, gives us a sense of the ideas all making sense together. So let me get rid of a little bit of this, so get a space, because there's two more things that you need to do with your project before you're ready to type it in the computer. And that is, it needs a title and a composer. And a title could be Walking, of course, capital W, Walking Through, capital T, the, capital P, Park. Walking Through the Park. And of course, that's by and Shawn, H-A-W-N. Of course, capital, Keech, K-E-E-C-H. It's very important that you remember your capital letters in your titles and in your author names. Walking Through the Park. There we are. Walking Through the Park by Shawn Keech. So, once you have a title and your name and the composition, you are ready to type that up in the computer and you have a complete composition. Do not forget, you will need double bar lines at the very end to let us know you're at the end of a piece. This is the music version of a stop sign. Stop, we are done with the piece. So, excellent work, best of luck on your composition, and thanks a lot.